Both of y'all signed up. Give me a second. Hi, my name is Sunshine Fullenwhite. I am the CEO and founder of Market Her Brand. We are super excited again to be on the broadcast as we're almost concluding 100 Women in Business Global Tour. That being said, I am your host, Sunshine Fullenwhite, and the CEO and founder of Market Her Brand. Our website is marketherbrand.com. This week, on the website, you'll find the different master classes we have, the conferences, the summits. There's so many things we're doing in the networking organization. Most of all, you can go to our YouTube channel, Facebook page, and really be able to connect to a lot of these coaches, speakers that come on here on a regular basis and share about different products, services, and just different things that they're doing that you can also plug into. I always say find one person, connect to them, and then expand your network one person at a time. But without further ado, I am super excited to be on the broadcast as we're getting ready to bring up two dynamic speakers that I definitely have a lot of respect for. They bring a lot of content to this platform, most of all, not just in their business, but they allow you to come into their world so you could be able to really be able to relate and really be able to apply to some part of your business or in your life. Well, without further ado, I'm going to get ready to drop the mic over to Tony, and she's going to take it from here, and then she's going to drop the mic over to Joy, and then we'll be able to conclude the event. We respect your time, and we thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunshine. Now, is it okay if I show a slide deck, or would you prefer not?
Yeah, most definitely. It's okay.
Right. So my topic today is about overcoming the fear of video. And I feel like this, let me get this, go ahead and get this up while we are at it. There we go. And so I want to talk about why video marketing works. Let me, is it showing? No, not yet. There we go. There we go. And why it works. Where'd it go?
It's right there.
Da, 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 da. All right. And, you know, on the other side of freedom is, on the other side of fear is freedom. And I believe that sometimes what happens is when we are in a space of trying to create video and, you know, those fears start coming up. And it's interesting how deep those fears can be. As we know, if that public speaking or speaking in front of people is one of the biggest fears. And so we're going to talk about why is it important, why it works, and the common fear. So many feel anxiety about appearing on video, worrying about self-judgment or self-image. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I first started coming on video, I had the fear of what I thought was just plain fear. I would shake. I was nervous. I was sick to my stomach. And I didn't understand that it was based on fear of judgment. In fact, I told someone, I'm not worried about what people think of me. Well, apparently I was, because when I started saying, okay, she had said, well, what are you afraid of? Or what concerns you about being on video? I said, well, I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to mess up. I don't want to make a mistake. I'm worried that people think I'm dumb, that they're going to I'm not going to come across very well, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which is all based on fear of judgment. So many of our fears are especially speaking, is based on that. And it's crucial to recognize that these feelings are natural and can be transformed into growth opportunities. So let's do a reframing fear. And I'm going to go through this process and we're going to talk about the fear. And then I'm going to give you some tangible, if you're someone that really wants to get on video and you want to overcome, I'm going to give you a very simple action step that will walk you through the process of overcoming your fear of video. But we're going to talk about the fear. We're going to talk about why video is so important if you're in marketing, if you're doing anything online. And this day, there's so many opportunities to create an income online. You can just create content and get sponsored. You can create content and get paid. You can literally make content on Facebook and get money for it. It's really a great thing, right? But one of the top ways to create content, create a business, is using video. And it cuts through so much to connect with your audience so much quicker. And I want to reframe it. I want to reframe fear, because this is usually what stops us. Fear isn't a weakness, it's information. Fear usually shows up when something matters, like, when you're starting to get on that stage, or maybe it showed up when you were younger and you were going to do a oral report. You're going to maybe even show and tell. It can go way back. On the other side of fear isn't perfection, and that's what I want. If nothing else, I did a training today in my group, and I talked about it doesn't have to be perfect. And when you embrace that, when you embrace the fact that whatever you're doing, when you're creating a video, the words you say, it's not about the words, right? It's about how you are, what you're trying to do with those words. And by releasing the fear of the attachment to perfection, it just you feel freer. You don't have to remove the fear, but we can move with it. So video isn't optional anymore. Video isn't, people don't buy the best strategy anymore. It's really, if you're selling 5 tips to something, people are just a little, skeptical. There's another better word. I'm going to think of it in a minute. But they buy from the person they trust. Videos let people see you. They get to hear your voice. They feel your heart, and they decide if you're their person. And the fact is, trust travels a lot faster through video. Like, you're getting to hear my voice. Before we're done, hopefully you'll know more about me. And if I just put a still picture of me, you're not going to see my nuances. You're not going to see my hesitations, my fumbles over my words, my whatever that is. You won't hear that. And so it just doesn't, you may or may not connect to me better with video, but that's okay. That's a whole different topic. But I want you to either love me or not. And if you don't love me, then you go on to find someone that would resonate with you. And that's what we want. We want to attract the people that, where we can help them, right? The ones that we can really help. So overcoming the limiting beliefs about video. What belief do you have about yourself on camera? A lot of times it's, I'm awkward. I don't like how I look. I mean, I'll be honest. I still sit there and make sure when I'm taking a selfie or a video, I'm at the right angle, right? Maybe you don't want to sound nervous. Maybe you're like, I'm just not good at this. And these are I am statements. And if whatever follows I am, I'm clicking my buttons on on the desk here. And it's totally distracting me. So I'm like, you know how it takes away, right? So whatever follows I am becomes your reality. So let's talk about the shift. Recognizing, changing, limiting beliefs. Now, once you notice the belief, then that's the belief we just talked about. Like, maybe you're like, I don't want to come across like I'm nervous, or I don't want to come across like don't have it down perfect. I have this image in my brain, and I want you to overcome that, because it's not real. We're not always perfect. We're not always going to say the right things in the right way. And when you do that, I want you to forgive yourself for believing that you had to be perfect. And we learned it from somewhere. I know I was taught when I was little, when I was trying to be like, have fun and, maybe even get attention, I'd be told, quit showing off. So when I became an online marketing coach and trainer, to put myself out there on social media was difficult, because I felt like it was against the grain. I felt like it was not normal. It didn't seem right, because I was told, don't show off. Mm-hmm. So it's time to change the narrative. Maybe you believe you'd be bad on video. So instead of saying I am bad on video, or I'm not good enough, or I don't need to show up because no one wants to see me anyway. How about I am serving at a high level through video and put the focus that one shift changes how you show up. Focus on the out, focus out, not in. Now I'm just going to say this AI image that I had created was an accident, but it was perfect for this demonstration because it was like focus out, right? Focus on who you're helping. When you look into that camera and you have that one person you want to help so bad because they were you at one time and you hurt for them, that one person, that one problem, because we don't need to talk about all the problems on a video. And that's sometimes a problem with, trying to create the video, the script or what you're going to say, because we want to solve all the problems. One person, one problem, one solution. You already know. The beautiful thing is you already know you are talented in what you do. You have what clients you're helping, even if you don't yet, you probably have someone you've helped in the area that you can help. And I know you know what to say. So here's my strategy that I think would help. I know it will help. It will help you work through it. You want to start small. And I want you to do this. If you have any fear of video, or even if you avoid video, right? You may not be that afraid of it. You're like, I even create some videos, but maybe you're not consistent. Try this strategy because I believe the more you do something, that you build muscles. And so you record on your phone 5 short videos, and no one has to see them. You can delete them. I just want you to record them. I want you to get used to creating a script of some sort, what you're going to say. That makes it easier when you know, so you don't worry. The first time it can be ugly. It can be messy. It can be reading it off the screen while you're talking. And I have a few tips for that. If you're wanting to make a short video, you can stop the video and read it and then come back. You're worried about not remembering it. But the goal is eventually you're just going to be able to talk. Eventually, you're going to be able to talk to the screen because you know what you're saying, and the fear will be gone. So record 5 short videos, and then you can erase them, do whatever you want. Now, this is another 5 videos we're going to make. You're going to create a private Facebook group. No one has to be in it. And you're just going to create it. I mean, you can even get rid of it afterwards. You don't even have to keep it. But you're going to create a private Facebook group, and you're going to go live in that Facebook group 5 different times to get that. Because one of the fears that we struggle with is that fear of tech. Oh my gosh, what if something goes wrong? And I had one time I was trying to go live in my group, and I was on Zoom, and I was trying to make the Zoom go into the Facebook group, and it wouldn't. And I couldn't go live, and it just wasn't working. And so those kind of things happen, and you just roll with it. But you have to have that muscle built of, okay, well, if a tech goes wrong, what's the backup? And because I have done it so much, I knew I just went live on Facebook, and then I did Zoom for the people that were in there for my clients. So you're going to do that. And then the third one is you're going to go live inside that Facebook group, but invite 1, 2, or 3, how many people you feel brave enough, but they need to be trusted friends. They need to be someone that will have your best interest. They're not going to pick you apart. They're just going to be giving you that, hey, that was fabulous, right? Because first of all, you want to celebrate yourself for showing up and being there. And in that space, I wouldn't be asking for what, like, nuances can I fix? Like, what is the big standout? Did I have a good hook coming in? Right? That if you start out with a very good hook, that is part of the battle's won, right? Because you're going to keep their attention a little bit longer. So I would say the 5-5-5 action plan. Try that. And the payoff is video marketing isn't about being polished. It's about being present. Show up scared and do it anyway. And I know that seems easier said than done, but I promise you, one time I took was recording a 2-minute recording for a funnel that I was creating, and it took me 1,001 takes. I was sweating. I was scared to death. I kept messing up because I wanted it to be perfect. You're going to build trust with your audience and confidence in yourself. Once I removed the fear and realized people will probably resonate with me better if I totally screw it up. And I'm not saying that you always want to screw up. I'm saying it's just one of those things we're going to mess up. And I guess I should have said it. It's not that you're always going to mess it up on purpose. You never want to do that, but things happen, right? So who I am, my name is Tanya Smith. And if you want to connect with me, I would love to connect with you. And let's be friends. Let's connect. And there's my email, my website, my social media platforms, and then my phone number. All right. So there you go. I'm gonna stop the share. Sunshine. I think there we go.
Okay, good. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Tony. We really appreciate it because, again, we live in a world, like you said, where visibility is about, it's almost in everything that we do. So having that strong confidence to show up and to really be able to, allow people to, to be able to connect with us. In this world of presentation, it's really important. What is a takeaway? What's something that you could give to us as far as something that we could take away from your entire presentation that we can use on a regular basis as we continue to build our business and our brand?
Well, first of all, if there is a fear, and I say this because we don't always recognize the fear. Sometimes we get on video, or we're okay with doing a short video. Some of my clients, they can do the short videos, record them, and then place them, but sometimes being live. And sometimes being live is important, and sometimes it's not, depending on your business. But being live as much as you can, people will see you in real time, without the filters, without the extra pizzazz. And I would say that if you can do that, get to a point where you are doing videos on a regular basis. A lot of times when we're online and we are not showing up consistently because we want to, but for some reason we don't, a lot of time is because the content itself doesn't have a purpose. You're not creating with a purpose. And so with video, it kind of forces that. You're not going to get on live unless you have that purpose. And when you focus on that one person, focus on that one problem, focus on that one solution in your video, in your content. I would say that by itself, and then make sure your content connects to your offer. That is super important. So many times I've done it. I still do it. Sometimes I'll post a random post just because I want to check off my box. And it's really ineffective. For the most part, I'm going to rather see you do that post than not post. But when you post with purpose, you'll become more confident. When you're posting with an intention of solving a problem, and like I said, one problem, one solution, one person. But then the 5-5-5 would be what I'd say. If you do have a fear, try that.
I love it. There you have it. So that being said, I know you were just like me. You were able to take a lot of great tips to be able to incorporate it into what you're already doing and to be able to expand on it. I love one piece that you said, which is focus on the outer, which is, not look on the inner, because then you see yourself. But when you focus on a bigger purpose, it helps you be able to now be able to definitely show up. That being said, I want to give Joy a moment in time to comment on what you said, and then we're going to let her take the platform.
Hi, I'm Joy Young, and Tony, I loved what you had to share. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the acronyms of fear, though. False evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
That might be something to put up on your PowerPoint, just because more people need to hear that.
That's really good.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm like, that's really good. I should do that. I like that.
Yeah.
Because that is true.
Because more people actually need to start learning that what fear is, no matter what, is false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
It's what we projected with our brain. And I really liked what you had to share. My daughter is actually a film producer in LA. And when we had them up on the stage little, we used to say, just pretend the audience is naked. Well, you don't have a naked audience in front of you when you're video. So this is a whole new lesson. And I really learned a lot from what you had to say. I thank you and I appreciate you.
I love that. I would love to hear that story. Oh my gosh.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. Without further ado, we're going to pass the mic over to you, Joy. And again, we're super excited about all the value you always bring to the platform.
Well, thank you, Sunshine. Thank you for what you're doing here and setting this platform for women to be recognized around the world. That's really impressive. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
This is what, gosh, we started this in September, so we're now in month 4 and ending, I guess, this year of this event. Maybe I'll do like a quick recap. I started out as a women's advocate. I was the first female ship fitter ever to work on submarines in Groton, Connecticut at Electric Boat. My first invention was in 1976 while I was building F-14s and F-15s. My dad said, when are you going to get a girl's job? I said, when they pay women the money that they pay men. And this is back in the 70s. At this present time, I am the caregiver's favorite inventor because I'm finding ways to prevent people from injuring their backs, preventing the landfill from being filled with these sheets of plastic every time they maneuver a patient in the hospital. I came up with a product that uses centrifugal force after being a boat captain and discovering how to hoist heavy things. I have this product here, which makes it possible to maneuver with one hand up to a 350-pound person. There's also great for water rescues. Trying to see where else we can put this. Maybe it'll be up on Mars soon. You never know. But I also have my little cleanup kit. Not only can I maneuver a patient, I could tidy him up in a matter of seconds with the Joy's Fresh Maker kit. So when they were caring for my husband, it took 2 nurses 15 minutes to get everything together, and his room looked like a hospital supply closet. So I made these little bags with the Publix bags, and when the nurses came in, because he was so mad about the day before, I had the little packets there, and I said, ladies can try this. And they said no. And the president of hospice came over and told me that I should patent it. Well, I'm taking care of my dying husband. I had no intention of ever patenting it, but no one ever did it. So here I am, 6, 8 years later, actually double that, come to think of it. But yeah, I have a patent for both of these products. And I'm just trying to help make things better for people that are caring for their loved ones. I ended out with back surgery. 94% of all people that maneuver someone end out with some form of injury, and 50% of them end out with surgery like me. So if I can just save a few people's backs, then I've done something. And I've had my patent since COVID, so it's been really kind of slow starting out. And I'm learning a lot of things lately about fear, as Tony was talking about. Learning that it's something that I've made up in my brain. This is something I've been programmed with, and this is something that I'm now able to release. My invention was a dream. It was a gift from whomever. From above, I woke up and I drew my little patient maneuvering device and created it the next day. So I know I'm guided. And I also shared with Sunshine on the last group that lady that is an actress, she just quit acting, named Maria Magdalena, showed up at my home, and she told me that God sent her, and she gave me money to help me get some inventory together. And she also gave me a commercial, and she signed a Bible and handed it to me. And it says, God loves you, Maria Magdalena. So I have the actress's signature and a Bible. And dreams are coming true, It's the problem what I have learned is that for so long I did not give myself the credit. And here I am, almost 70 years old, and I'm finally giving myself the credit I should have gave myself 40 years ago. And if I can share that with any young lady, I mean, I went from fighting for women's rights to realizing I wasn't fighting for myself. So I think that's a very important topic right now for people, is to stop the fear, find the love, find your own light, because we all have it. We're all very powerful beings, and we have the angels all around us. So, like they say, how a weapon formed against us cannot prosper. So, as long as we have the faith and the belief that we can accomplish whatever we want to, we will accomplish it. Our shadows are our gifts. Those things that you thought, oh my God, that was like the most horrible thing in the whole wide world. Why did that happen? Well, maybe you can look back and study that most horrible thing and find out that, wow, I know why that happened to me, so that I could help other people get through that. And as Sunshine knows, I did that. I took in a lot of kids that were disowned by family members, and I've, done my little purposes throughout my life. I don't know as though these patient maneuvering devices and diapering kits serve my purpose anymore, but they're still there for somebody that needs them. And actually, for the holidays too, I'm offering a good price on them. So you can save $47. They'll be $122 to get one, and help your favorite caregiver with the holiday gift. And let's see, what else did I want to say? I just said the shadows are our gifts, and maybe I might want to go into that just a little bit. Because our shadows are those, like I said, the bad things that might have happened. But there's growth in that. And God likes resilience. God really likes resilience. And the more we get knocked down, get back up on your feet. I'm doing it at 69 years old. So I'm just going to say, everybody, get back up on your feet, because there's great things to come. The best is yet to come right now. And we're all in a journey that is like so totally amazing that we could just sit back and realize that we don't have to be scared anymore. We don't have to play those old tapes that we were taught when we were kids, that we are special, we are important, we are guided, we are protected, and we are loved. And with that, I think I will hand it back over to Sunshine. Thank you.
It's amazing. I'm going to let Tony speak for a moment.
Well, Joy, that was beautiful. I loved what a jobs you've had in your past. What a past. It just such a unique, when you said you were, your first inventions, like you working on F-14s and F-15s and then you invented something that would actually help someone in where you were at. Like you were in that space with your husband and sharing that story, with that tender story of, the nurses helping him, and you saw what it did and how you came up with a solution. It's really beautiful. It's a beautiful thing and a beautiful service that you're providing. I love that. So I loved the also where you talked about shadows or our own gifts. I think that was so, and I am, the shadows meaning the way I interpreted it was the shadows were the tough times in our life, the struggles and the things that we normally might grumble about. But what I believe is that it's just to rejoice and to thank God for those shadows, right? And so I love how you said that they are a gift. And I think when we look at those as a gift, we might learn something from it. It could be a gift that we're experiencing for someone else. But I love that. Thank you for sharing your heart. You have such a beautiful light, and I'm just very thankful to have met you tonight. So,
Thank you.
Boy, it's gonna take a moment, yeah. Yeah. Whew. Boy, this topic is so dear to my heart. Have you ever heard some things you had to hear that was intentional? And so I just want to say I really love, both of you, and especially Joy, I love what you spoke about, because you are totally right. Sometimes people, we go through so much in our lives, and a lot of times with women, when you go through anything, you kind of like absorb it in instead of pour it out. I think that's the first thing. And it meets you, as far as how far you can go, what you can do, what you can say, and things like that. So I just thank God for the topic that both y'all didn't even meet or connect, but y'all topics are so well related, and especially is in the season, where me and Tanya has been talking, how she's, I thank God for us connecting, because we're all from different countries, different states, but we've came together with one mind, which is to be able to make sure that we're exposing our products and services. We're caring about one another's success, our brands, our business, all that's important. And we do a very good job in showing up, not just for ourselves, but for each other at the highest level. And so that's, it's amazing how you can get people that are very like-minded together, so I love the topic we're talking about because we're going into New Year's now, we're in a different type of economy, than we've ever been, which requires you to be able to show up and to do something for your economy. It's not in time where you could just go and get one job and make it work. Now women are working 2 jobs on top of being a mother, on top of sometimes being a wife, or on top of still taking care of the things that you would normally have to take care of. So your plates are full. So being able to talk about this topic on how you can be able to, like you said, those shadows, be able to handle all that on top of all the things you have to handle and overcome your fear to come out here to really show up. It's so important. So, I pray that God continue to expand y'all as y'all continue to, show people that it's possible to still overcome the things that you are faced with and still be able to show up and connect to who God has called you to be in this journey of life, and to really fulfill, your calling. And so I just wanted to, say, Coach Tanya, I'm super excited about what she's going to be doing in the organization and how she's going to really help us to really show up at the highest level and to really be able to really tailor everything that we do into a way that's going to help package our brand and our message, which is so important, and the fact is that whoever's watching this broadcast, you don't have to have it together. You just don't. I don't want us to seem like we're showing up here perfect. No, like Coach Tanya said, no, don't matter if you did it 100 times. It's still not going to be perfect. But we have to focus on a bigger purpose, on a bigger calling, which is that every product and service we have is needed. The key is, one thing I heard about both of y'all is consistency. And when you master consistency, that's going to bring confidence. I think about like working out, when you're working out, sooner or later, it makes you feel confident, and then when you stop, you have to start all over again. Now you got to build it back up again. But the fact is that we have to keep on going no matter what. So I just want to say, I'm going to go back and listen to a replay. I know y'all are too, but this is truly a great event. And I'm super excited we had it. I love all the value y'all brought to it. And so I'm going to be quiet a little bit because y'all totally got me all bubbled up inside. But thank y'all so much.
I just hope we can do it again. Thank you, Sunshine.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do it for the rest of our lives. So I'm super excited. So Tanya, Coach Tanya, if you can, just share a little bit of tidbit, as far as, what your program entails, as far as, especially as we go into 2025, I know people are going to be making plans, getting things together, and we have so much going on, so if you can just share with me as far as, with your programs and how that can add value to a lot of, what people have planned going into New Year's.
Well, the program I have that in my own business, is that what you're referring to?
Yes, yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So my program I have it's called the Ninja Content Creation Club, and it's about showing up, right? And the beautiful thing is that there are so many people online, and we tend to believe that we are not going to stand out. You talked about this, that we have to be perfect and we have to, do all the things, but I dressed up, right? I look for today, but I've also been on video out in my barn, sweaty, dirty, and I get just as much reaction. And I guess what the program I am doing and the mission I have is to help people, and women in particular, to be able to be comfortable in their own skin enough to where they can show up. And remember, the focus is on the person you're serving. And so because we have busy lives, and just like you said, Sunshine, it really touched my heart, because I know that's happening now. I know people that are struggling. They're going through a couple of jobs. They've got moms. They got kids, or they got grandkids. In my case, I have 4 great grandbabies that live in my house with my granddaughter, and her husband travels, and there's a lot going on. And we don't have, and the world seems busier, right? And so we don't always have that luxury of spending hours creating content. So what I do is I teach people to get their messaging dialed in. We dial in your offer. We dial in what your how you lead, you grow your audience, how you gain the people to talk to. We call them leads, right? But it's really having enough people to talk to so that have the same problem that you can fix. So once you get that all dialed in, then we make it easy. Let me rephrase that. We don't make it easy. It's not always easy, but we make it as simple as possible. And so that probably my specialty is video messaging, video marketing, messaging, email marketing, and lead magnets. And so when you tie that together, all those things are leading to your offer. And that's where a lot of people miss it, right? You've got the lead magnet, you've got the social media content, but nothing's lead. Maybe you're growing your email list, maybe, but you don't have an offer at the other end of it that's incongruent with what you're posting about. If you post social media quotes or quotes all day, that's great, right? So people kind of get to know you and what's important to you, but you're not speaking the language someone needs to hear. That person that woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning in tears because their back hurts, or maybe they're just overwhelmed, or they can't get through the day because they're worried about how they're going to pay the light bill, right? And those are the things that we can help us as entrepreneurs. You have a skill, you have something that you can be showing up for to help that one person. And it's so important to me, because I know there are people that need to hear you in particular, because you're the one that they can connect with. How many times have we seen 10 people talk about the same thing, and it's that one person that resonates with us? And if you can make someone's day lighter, brighter, take that burden off them with something that's so easy for you, then I believe that's important. And I believe that the way to do that is through showing up with content and having that business strategy plan that's going to lead to an offer, because that offer is what's going to be the main thing that's going to solve their problem, right? So I know I kind of went off on a tangent.
No. I love it. I was thinking about joy in your business, your product, and your service. And I was thinking about Coach Tanya and her business and her product and service. And hopefully after the call, y'all can be able to connect, just for a quick chat or schedule an appointment to be able to see how this can tie in together to maybe if, incorporating this into maybe your business structure idea or something to try to get, I think of business as a liftoff. So you have different pieces that it takes for the rocket to go up in the sky. So that being said, we all have to do our part. And that's the purpose of this, and if we do our part, then sooner or later that rocket launches. So that being said, if you're listening to a broadcast or replay and you wanted to get with Coach Tanya, definitely contact her so she can see how she can definitely see about a piece or something you could be missing or something they can add to get that rocket up and going. Some of you said, Coach Tanya, that I thought about Joy, how we have caregivers, they go into work and they can't really complain because they have to work with the tools they have, and here goes Joy. Like, look, I can make your life a lot. You know what? It's so funny. Okay. So I had a woman today say, and I literally had a woman say, she said her husband is coming from rehab and he has to, his legs, okay? So his legs, I guess, empty or whatever, and they haven't got his walker together, okay? So he's going to come home without a walker. So she has to lift him up. So she's like, from doing that so many times, she's injured her back. And so she said, guess what? She said, if they send him back home without a walker, he's going to have to find his own way because she cannot afford to keep injuring her back. And then I thought about a product that you have, how she can still help her husband and not injure her back. But there's so many people there in situations where they have to help a loved one or someone they care about to lift them up, just to be able to do different things to help them. And, so the key is that I want to commend you, Joy, for still consistently showing up and sharing about your product and talking about it and letting people know you exist to make it easier for people like that. Because so many people are, especially in this day and time, are left not just taking care of their own family, but also their elderly loved ones as well.
Thank you, Sunshine. It's very nice. That's very nice of you. I guess I'm going to give my contact information here, right?
Most definitely.
It's my company is Joy's Medical Concept. That's JOYZ Medical Concepts. But I made it easy. I didn't put the concepts onto the website, so it's just JOYZ Medical. And I wanted to share a quick story because I don't think I got to share this at the last event. My friend was at the U.S. Patent and Trade Office with us, and I gave her a patient maneuvering device because she couldn't take care of her father. And she said her father is her life, so we have to be impeccable with our words. I'm going to tell this story, and it's a little bit sad. It's very sad. On Thanksgiving Day, they had a fire in their house. She went back into the house with her sister to rescue her disabled father with the patient maneuvering device. And she got her father out. She got herself out, but her sister didn't make it. She went back in for her sister. Unfortunately, I think if I'm to sell this to firefighters, there will be a mask attached to it because your hands are busy holding them. But we all learn, and that's a shadow. It's another shadow. I mean, I got to see my friend for one more night because I bribed her with the patient maneuvering device that if I give you this for free, will you stay and hang out with us one more night? So I got one more night with her. And there's a lot of tragedies and a lot of people that are having to put their loved one in a nursing home because they're not aware I'm out here. They're not aware that 350 pounds could feel like 20 to 40 pounds. And I mean, big firm and doesn't want me out here. I believe my algorithm has been messed with, to be honest with you, because how are they going to sell codeine if I can offer them a product that they don't have to be on opiates? So I had to throw that in. You can edit that if you want. But, things need to change in this world, and we all need to be helping each other with our services. And whatever our service happens to be right now, my service is this. I took in all those kids. That was my other service. And right now, I think that my new service is shining love and light in the world, trying to bring those other people that are down up so that we can all rise together. So JOYZ Medical. And if you want to start your own sales business anywhere in the country, get in touch with me, because we've got the diapering kit and we've got the patient maneuvering device. So thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, Coach Tanya. My apologies for saying your name wrong. I don't have my glasses on, and this ring makes it very hard to see. So,
I answer to anything. My first grade teacher used to call me Tonya, and so ever since then I'm Tonya, Tanya, Tony. I'm good. I'm easy.
I appreciate you.
As the old saying goes, just don't call me late for dinner. So.
Yeah, right. I remember that one.
Well, I don't want to keep y'all, but again, thank y'all for coming out to the broadcast. Thank you for the value that you brought. So much great content. I'm going to go back and listen to this broadcast. I know so many people are as well. That being said, thank you all for definitely coming back to listen to the broadcast. Thank you for being here while we're on the broadcast. And with that, I do want y'all to continue to keep track of what we're doing. We're rolling right into January with our Empower Her conference, and I'm super excited. These are going to be, as we go into January, people are making big goals and want you to be empowered, elevated, and just equipped to be able to ready to take on, what 2026 is going to bring. So I am super excited about that. So without further ado, thank you for coming on tonight. Continue to rise and shine bright. And before I end the broadcast, if any of the speakers have anything else they want to say, go ahead.
Where is that conference at, Sunshine?
So that being said, we still have it virtually because we still have it virtually. And so as we go into the summer, you'll see in-person event, but we still have it virtually. So you definitely will definitely be part of it.
Thank you.
Awesome. And you get to, the best thing about it is you get to run into Coach Tanya. She's a big part of this. So we get to run into her, and I'm super excited about all what she's going to be doing. So definitely, if you think you love her now, you're going to be so in love with her even once we get finished. So again, thank you so much for coming on to the broadcast. Everybody have a blessed night.
You too. Thank you, Sunshine. Bye, Tanya.